K.M. Nanavati vs. State of Maharashtra 1962. A very explosive case with lasting ramifications or effect, which inspired a couple of Bollywood movies and a novel. Hey everyone, welcome to Law Simple and Pure. I'm your host Dr. Vaishali, and today we are going to learn K.M. Nanavati vs. State of Maharashtra. This case is not less than a Bollywood movie story. This case law K.M. Nanavati inspired so many Bollywood movies. Ye Rishte Hai Pyar Ke, Achanak, the recent movie called Rustum, a web series made by Ekta Kapoor called Verdict, and fictitious version of this case is there in Salman Rushdie's novel called Midnight Children. So let us learn this interesting case law let us learn facts of the case, law points involved in the case, and effects of this case on Indian jury trial. Facts of the case in short. Kavas Manekshaw Nanavati was a commander in Indian Navy. He had a wife called Sylvia and 3 kids. In one vacation, he came home, and while he and his wife they were having lunch, Sylvia confessed that she is having an affair with Prem Ahuja. Prem Ahuja was a family friend of Nanavati's. After hearing this, Nanavati finished his lunch. Then he drove his wife and 3 kids to a movie theatre. He left them in a movie theatre to watch a movie, and then he went to Prem Ahuja's office. He found that Prem Ahuja is not there, so he drove himself to his home. He went to Prem Ahuja's home and he confronted him in his bedroom. He asked him whether he is ready to marry Sylvia and take care of his 3 kids. Prem Ahuja answered that I cannot marry every woman I sleep with. Enraged by his answer, Nanavati took out his revolver and he shot Mr. Prem with 3 bullets. Prem Ahuja died at the moment. After that, Mr. Nanavati surrendered himself to Commissioner of Police. These were the facts of the case in short. Some important points. Matter was referred to Greater Bombay Sessions Court. At that time, in Sessions Courts, jury system was in operation. Ram Jethmalani represented Mr. Prem Ahuja. There was a magazine called Blitz. They depicted Mr. Nanavati as a hero who tried to protect honor of his family and his wife. And sister of Mr. Prem Ahuja, she insisted that Nanavati gets a rigorous or severe type of punishments. So these are the important points which you should keep in mind before going ahead. Why this case is important and what happened? So matter went for jury trial in Greater Bombay Sessions Court, and juries, they were moved by public opinion and pressure from Parsi community. They acquitted Mr. Nanavati, so they held him not guilty and then they set him free by 8-1 majority. So one judge, he didn't support Nanavati's acquittal. Justice Mehta was presiding judge and he referred the matter to High Court. So High Court held him guilty and sentenced him to rigorous life imprisonment. Okay. After that, Governor of Bombay, under Article 161, pardoned him temporarily. So matter went into Supreme Court. Then what happened in Supreme Court? Supreme Court confirmed High Court's decision and sentenced Nanavati to life imprisonment. What happened after that? For 3 years, Mr. Nanavati was in prison. During that time, Parsi community pressurized government for his pardon. Okay, so Parsi community pressurized government to a great extent. Then Sindhi community came in picture because Mr. Prem Ahuja was Sindhi. So Sindhi community pressurized government not to grant pardon to Mr. Nanavati. Meanwhile, what happened? Vijayalakshmi Pandit, she became governor of Mumbai. Vijayalakshmi Pandit, in her governor's capacity, received a mercy petition from Mr. Bhai Pratap, who was a Sindhi businessman relating to some minor export things. Then Vijayalakshmi Pandit, in order to balance the situation, decided to grant pardon to Mr. Bhai, who was already a freedom fighter, and ground for his arrest was minor. So she decided to grant pardon to Mr. Nanavati as well as Mr. Bhai Pratap. So one Parsi was acquitted, one Sindhi was acquitted, and that's why both the communities were handled. So it was a win-win situation for our government. After this, so after 3 years imprisonment, Nanavati was finally released. He went to Canada along with his wife and children. He stayed there happily with them. Important law points and other points involved in this case. Section 300 and Section 302 of Indian Penal Code. Section 300 defines murder and provides certain exceptions, and Section 302 provides for punishment of murder. So Section 300 defines murder and provides certain exceptions. So exception number 1 to Section 300 provides that if an act is done under grave and sudden provocation, it is not a murder but a culpable homicide. And Section 302 provides punishment for murder, that is death sentence or life imprisonment with fine. So that is a punishment. So over here, whether there was a grave and sudden provocation was present under which Mr. Nanavati acted. High Court provided that he already took a revolver with him to Prem Ahuja's house. So there was no grave and sudden provocation, but there was a time in between. So he should be punished under Section 302 of IPC. When matter went into Supreme Court, the question was between Article 161 and Article 142 of the Constitution. Under Article 161, Governor can grant pardon to a convict. And under Article 142, Supreme Court, in order to give complete justice, pass any order. Why these two articles came in picture? When High Court declared Mr. Nanavati guilty and sentenced him to life imprisonment, Nanavati made an appeal to Supreme Court. Okay, so when the matter went to Supreme Court, during that period, Governor of Bombay granted pardon to Mr. Nanavati under Article 161. So Supreme Court provided its opinion on this, that there is no dispute between Article 161 and Article 142 of the Constitution. Under Article 161, governors, they have their powers during their jurisdiction, in their jurisdiction. And under 142, Supreme Court has its own power. But when the matter is already in Supreme Court, or when appeal is already made and the person is in custody, matter is sub judice, during that period governor cannot grant pardon. Okay, so Article 161 and Article 142 were harmoniously interpreted. So these were the two important law points. After that, media trial. You have seen what happens in media trial in Sushant Singh Rajput's case and in Arushi Talwar's case and in so many other cases. Before court decides, media decides someone as guilty and starts selling it. Okay, so this is impact of media on public opinion. Impact of media on juries was there in this case. And after that, jury system. Whether jury system is suitable to India or not. And already it was in doubt because juries are selected from common man. So sometimes they get stirred or they get driven by their own emotions or by the impact of media. So after this case, though it was not immediately removed, jury trial, in lots of states it was stopped, and ultimately when CRPC was enacted, jury trial finally came to an end in India. So these were the important law points which must be discussed in this case. You can refer the same case law under Section 300 of the IPC. You can refer the case law while harmonious interpretation of the Constitution. You can refer this case law while discussing powers of governor under Article 161, and you can use the same case law while discussing power to give complete justice under Article 141. So this is the importance of this case. Again, you can write this case law in American legal realism. American legal realism, there is one thought in that school that judges are not piece of blank papers. They get affected by whatever is happening in community. And this case is a classic case which shows how juries get or how judges get impacted by the public opinion. After some years of this case, finally, by CRPC jury trials, they were removed from India because they were not suitable for Indian conditions. So that's it for the day. Stay tuned till my next lecture. Goodbye and good luck.